Within the next 2 years, the Trump administration is going to operationally revoke everyone's Second Amendment rights. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there probably already typing, saying, no way, not possible. There is a hidden provision in the Constitution that gives them wide latitude and authority to do just that. They've already taken away part of your Fifth Amendment and 14th Amendment rights, and everyone is applauding it. That is, of course, the right to due process. Those of you out there say, well, wait, Florida Maquis, are you talking about those illegal aliens? They don't have rights. Show me where in the Constitution it says that. Show me illegal alien or the word citizen in the Constitution. Doesn't exist. It says that men have inalienable rights and that everyone is entitled to due process. Just like everyone's supposed to have Second Amendment rights. Well, guess what? That's going away. And we've done a video on it. We can't really talk about it here at YouTube because YouTube doesn't like the controversial stuff, but we put it up over at Patreon. And it's for the entire group over there, all support levels, 2, 5, 10, 15, McKee foot soldiers, brigade commanders, everybody. And believe me, when you read it, that part in the Constitution, you're going to wonder how you missed it. Because that's been so far the response over there. The video got put up about an hour or two ago, and if you'd like to partake, we would love to have you. At the very base level where this one is available, it's only $2 a month. It's even less, way less actually now, if you sign up for an entire year. And the best part, fully refundable. First 90 days, no questions asked, all the way to the end of July. You could go over there, watch all of the hundreds of videos that we put up over there since 2018. And if by that time it's not for you, no problem. I would greatly appreciate folks sticking around, but I understand that it's not for everybody. It isn't for everybody. It's for folks that, well, have a command of their mind and they don't assess their emotions and then the emotions of everyone around them and decide that's how they're going to live their life. Living the thought-based life is what will open up all sorts of new truth to you. Now, God bless all of you who signed up. I very much appreciate it. It centers around a comment made by John Adams, one of the framers of the Constitution, the U.S. Constitution, stating that it was only made for a moral and religious people, and it's wholly inadequate for, and this is the most important part here, the government of any other. Our Constitution has no effect governing anyone other than moral and religious people. Even the framers knew it. Now, it's almost criminal, truly, to read this last half of his quote without including the first half. And over at Patreon, we include the first half. And when you read the first half of the quote and then read the second half, it all falls into place. See, this quote is kind of a half-truth. You got to read the first part first for this part to make any sense. And regarding yesterday's video, nobody has answered my question. How did the British lose? For the Second Amendment absolutists, the revolutionaries at the time had no gun rights. They had no gun rights at all. And the British had better guns, more ammunition, more men, and more training. You would think, asking modern-day Second Amendment absolutists, that there'd be no way they could lose. How did they lose? Well, the truth is, there's more to weapons than just the weapon itself. It really is who is operating the weapon. And that's where the weapon gets its teeth, so to speak. See, here's an example I think a lot of people will be able to relate to. You're going get some groceries, and you come around the corner, and here's this woman, and she's checking out the bread options. Look like she's looking at some hamburger buns here, maybe for a cookout. And she's got her sidearm here. Now, the vast majority of people probably wouldn't feel unsafe, would they? Of course not. In fact, some people might feel more safe. It's because not just the weapon is there, but you make a bit of a moral assumption about her. And you might make that about the zip code you're in or the grocery store you're in. Now, what if you walked out into the parking lot and saw this? What if you walked out and, well, Second Amendment absolutists, well, good golly, we've got 1, 2, 3, we got 4 much larger, much more powerful weapons. We must be way more safe. We must be all sorts of more safe. I mean, look. I mean, wouldn't this be the best thing you could ever hope for? To go walk out into a parking lot of a grocery store in America and everywhere you go, you see this? It's more guns, right? It's more and bigger. Yeah, you see, it's not really about that, is it? See, a lot of people who don't understand PSYOPs are going to think that I'm trying to run one on them when I'm not. See, you can't be a logical Second Amendment absolutist. I've used the Patriot Nurse before as an example. I'm going to use it again. I don't think, even with her knowledge and her proficiency of weapons, that she would feel all sorts of super safe if she was looking out at her neighborhood sidewalk and she saw this. I'm sure she's for open carry. I'm sure she's for gun rights. I'm sure she's for people having weapons, but I don't think this would make her feel more safe. She went down to her local park to maybe she's got a little pet she's going to take for a walk, or maybe she's just going to get some fresh air or whatever. And she saw this. I don't think she would think, wow, look at all of those wonderful weapons being brandished openly. Gosh, I feel yet even more safe. Thank you, Second Amendment. See, there's a lot of folks out there that say there's no such thing as an assault weapon. Well, perhaps, but I kind of get the impression that the guys here aren't holding these weapons because they're worried about getting mugged or somebody taking their big screen TV. They're probably not hunting. See, if she were surrounded by jihadis, I'm not sure whether she would probably stay where she was. In fact, I'm pretty sure that she would probably do everything that she could to get away from a place like that. Now, I think she lives up in Tennessee, and there's a map that I'd like to share, and maybe if you'd like to, you could share this with her on her channel. You ready for this? It's going to blow your mind. See all the states in green? In all the states in green, Christianity, of course, being the number 1 religion in America, the number 2 religion in America, in all of the green states, is Islam. That's right. Texas all the way to North Dakota, all the way to the Mississippi River, with the exception of Chicago, basically, for Illinois. Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, West Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi. The second largest religion is Islam, largely from the black populations that got converted to Islam in U.S. prisons. So yeah, where Patriot Nurse is from in northeastern Tennessee and North Carolina and Kentucky, Islam. This part of Virginia, I would say, would be the same thing. Almost all of the blue, by the way, is Judaism. And me being, of course, down here in Florida, the number 1 religion is Christianity. The number 2 religion is Judaism. And isn't it funny how Florida is the freest state in the Union? By far, 2020 proved it. Florida is the freest state in the Union. You see, with Virginia, it's way up here, all by Washington, D.C., where all of the Jewish folks are. But isn't this interesting? How many states, virtually half the country, the number two religion is either Islam, or look at out west. Look at all the Buddhists out west. Got an outlier in Arizona with the Hindus. And I don't even know what Baha'i is, but South Carolina, congratulations. I have no idea. what Baha'i is, but would be terrifying for a Jewish girl. I mean, does this make sense now? This picture that you're looking at is a thumbnail from a video that I did almost a year and a half ago. Not this last October, but the one before. See, there's a lot of Islamic jihadis in America. And I don't think when people talk about the Second Amendment, they're talking about this, but they are. You see, that's the thing. They're going to use the Second Amendment against us. Because, unlike some, they know how to come here legally. Legally, not illegally. Legally. See, the moronic idea that all you've got to do is go past some test administered by Washington, D.C. to be here, quote unquote, legally. I mean, you can answer any question on any test you want. And then come here, say, well, I'm here legally now, so I have rights to guns. I'm here legally now, so I have rights to guns. You see Second Amendment, you think Second Amendment, you think this. But there are a lot of people that think this. That there's a whole bunch of people in America that ain't got no business having guns. You see, if I say that, of course, the Second Amendment absolutists say, how dare you, it's a right, and la 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 la, because the Constitution, blah, blah, blah. The Constitution. You just walked away from due process rights. Because if they can take away from them, they can take them away from anybody. They're saying, well, what about the due process rights of the victims of those criminals? The founding fathers could have made that argument. The founding fathers could have said, well, you know what? No criminal should ever have due process rights. No human being accused of a crime. No human being accused of a crime should ever have due process rights. Because what about the rights of the victim of that crime? You see, what they've secretly done is gotten rid of the presumption of innocence. You see, now just being accused of a crime makes you guilty of the crime, and therefore due process doesn't apply. Just accusing somebody of a crime now, is pretty much the same effect of convicting them of it, and ergo, no due process. Because what do we know? We take away gun rights from people who have been convicted of felonies or people who are in prison, right? People in prison don't have a right to a gun. Why? And, their due process rights were gotten rid of when they got convicted. But now, all you need to do is accuse somebody. You don't need to actually prove anything, do you? You don't have to prove anything anymore. All that has to happen is the Trump administration just has to accuse somebody of something, then have their lackeys on Fox News repeat it. Everybody's going to believe it, and then that person's rights no longer exist. See how easy that is? How fast do you think they're going to use this to take away your guns? How fast do you think they're going to say, hey, this works? All we'll have to do is accuse somebody of this, and this, and then we're going to send our MSM lackeys out to completely demonize this person with no due process. And that's all it's going to take, because that's all the American people demand anymore. It's just that the media of their favorite whoever just get on the side of that person in social media and accuse somebody of something they have no proof of. And an allegation isn't proof, because somebody said somebody else did something isn't proof. But once again, full breakdown, even a deeper dive. Florida Marquee Patreon channel. Love to have you over there. We've got tons and tons of folks. Believe me, it's a really great discussion over there. Down in the comments, there's a specific comment section over there. Oh, and one other benefit. You get a DM line directly to me. Those who are members of the Patreon channel can DM me directly. unlike at YouTube. So once again, God bless all of you who've been there. Very much appreciate it. God bless all of you as well. Pray for each other. Lift each other up. God bless. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.